Also in this video, I'm gonna reacting to SunnyV2. How Mike Tyson blew $600 million. Y'all don't have to blow it. Y'all could just send it to me. I'll take care of it for sure.
Years, Mike Tyson celebrated his 36th birthday with a bank account reading 0. So how did Mike Tyson go bankrupt? Well, Tyson made it clear that a financial education wasn't a part of his childhood.
I don't care. I don't care about somebody might not having the best education with spending. 600 million is an insane amount of money. I don't even know how. It's so beyond me that I don't even know how you could spend that shit all. You know what I'm saying? I'm really thinking like, okay, taxes, yeah, I get that's gonna be a chunk, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I just feel like you can live a very comfortable life. Like $500,000 a year, you're straight. So 600 million. I'm not understanding.
From a broke background, because I never really learned the art of handling money as a kid.
Which became a problem as he began to earn millions whilst he was still a teenager. After becoming champion at the age of only 20, Mike Tyson began to average 7.5 million per fight, and this didn't even include his other sources of income. He was paid over 50 million in casino deals, 3.5 million for a WrestleMania guest appearance, while Mike Tyson's Punch-Out sold 2 million copies during its very first year. By 1990, Mike Tyson was credited as the highest paid athlete in the world, with an estimated 28.6 million in income this year, although all of this changed when he was sent to prison only 2 years later. Between 1992 and his release in 1995, Mike Tyson was unable to earn a single dollar, although as summarized by this CBS article, he wasn't exactly struggling when he finally walked free.
That's what I was about to say. Even if you couldn't get any money and you already have like gotten 10 mil, like what are we, I don't know.
Indiana prisoners are given $75 in spending money to ease their transition back into society. Tyson needed no such help. The former heavyweight champion had 2 checks, each made out to him for 10 million. In the next few weeks, Tyson will get another 12 million for the rights to future fights and television. A few months later, he earned the most money ever given to a boxer, 25 million, to fight a stiff named Peter McNeely. Over the next 2 years, Tyson earned a further 140 million from 5 different fights, making him feel invincible.
Money is a false sense of security.
False sense of security. Nothing about it could be a
You feel
real...
invincible with money.
Sure.
You feel like you can't even die.
Which, when combined with a bitterness from his time spent in prison, caused Tyson to begin spending everything.
For me being poor, never having anything, for me being bitter, angry for being in prison, it stems from a lot of things.
Firstly, there were the cars. According to CBS, Tyson reportedly bought 110 cars either for himself or as gifts, one of which being a $320,000 Bentley Azure.
And maybe because I feel like, I don't know, I don't have that many people in my life. Like, I'll be straight with 2 cars. Let's say I got my mom, my brother, like, I don't know, like, 110 is insane. Like, what the fuck?
The most expensive production car in the world. Tyson bought it and ordered 4 more. In the space of a few minutes, he had spent more than 1.5 million, while in a different instance, Tyson showed up at a car dealership just outside New York to buy another car. He bought a Ferrari for 300,000, declining a test drive because he already had one just like it. On a different day, Tyson was pulled over whilst driving his Rolls Royce without a license, but was able to get out of trouble by giving the car to the cop.
You know, sir, why don't you just take the car? You know, you deserve it because you've been doing a lot. Because I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't have license or anything. And I didn't want my wife to get in trouble. I said, why don't you just take it? You know, it wasn't. It was around 230 at the time, and they took it.
This didn't end well for the officer.
He got fired.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Although it did end well for Tyson's friend Ed Lover, who was given a Bentley so he could drive home from a club.
He goes, here, take the car. I'm like, okay. He gives me the Bentley. A month go by, I still have this car. He said, I wanted you to have that car. He said, I gave you that car.
With so many vehicles, Tyson needed somewhere to store them, purchasing mansions in Las Vegas, Ohio, and Maryland. However, these were nothing compared to the house he bought in Connecticut. It featured 21 bedrooms and 35 bathrooms, as well as a full-blown night.
I just feel like rich people get bored and start doing shit. I don't know. Like, maybe it's because I have to be focused on, like, bills and stuff, and so I can't, like, just say, hey, let me buy 18, like, cars and, like, 10 houses and, like, go on every trip ever.
Nightclub, a movie theater, a mini casino, a squash court, and a fully spec'd out proper commercial gym.
You wouldn't
but
have to
this
go
was
outside.
only the inside. Outside there was a full-size basketball court, a swimming pool with its own grotto, and get this, its own lake house, and fountain on a 17.6 acre block. If the house looks familiar, it's because Tyson eventually sold it to 50 Cent, who called it his biggest financial mistake.
What was the most, like, when you wasted money?
The Tyson crib was like that.
Mainly because of how much the property cost to run.
How much was the upkeep, guesstimate per year?
About 700,000.
A year.
Tyson expanded on this in a different interview,
It's gonna cost me $25,000 just to mow the lawn. Right.
which when combined with his other houses meant gardening bills alone mounted to $100,000, although the gardener was still a minor expense compared to the things Tyson bought for these houses. As a gift for his first wife, Robin Givens, Mike spent $2.2 million on a solid gold bathtub, which was followed by their divorce less than a year later, which cost Mike a further $10 million in legal fees and compensation. Tyson had also dropped $410,000 on a birthday party and $140,000 on 2 white Bengal tigers, which needed their own specialty enclosure, $200,000 a year worth of food, and their own animal trainer, which Mike hired at a cost of $125,000 a year. Mike also had to pay a friend $250,000 in compensation after they were bitten by one of the tigers, although there was another bite that cost Tyson even more. During a match in 1997, Evander Holyfield headbutted Tyson, who in retaliation bit a portion of Holyfield's ear off. Tyson was disqualified and fined $3 million, although it seemed he hadn't learned his lesson, as he then bit Lennox Lewis.
Did he bit somebody else? That's
Lewis's
crazy.
leg during a press conference, warranting another $335,000 fine. In the process, Tyson employed over 200 different people, including chefs, chauffeurs, and bodyguards, the most pointless of which being a guy nicknamed Crocodile, whose sole function was to dress in fatigues and repeatedly shout guerrilla warfare at Tyson's news conferences, for which he was paid $300,000 in 1996. In another crazy instance, Tyson walked into a club and offered to pay for everybody's drinks all night.
Mike calls me over again. Ed, come here. I go, what's up, Mike? Tell the DJ I got the bar until the club closed. I said, what are you talking about? I'm buying the bar out. Everybody can have whatever they want.
However, there was one final expense that was higher than any other.
Do you regret anything?
Yeah, and I didn't pay taxes really at that time.
That'll get you, yeah.
It was revealed in 2003 that Tyson owed $13.4 million to the IRS, $117,000 to 5 different states, as well as $4 million to British tax authorities, and things only got worse from here.
See
Turns
how
out
I said something about taxes in the beginning when I was like, yeah, taxes will come out, but this man won't even pay any taxes.
most of Mike's luxury purchases were being made on credit, and as a result, he also owed $27 million to various different businesses, including $600,000 to
All
a
right,
legal
I take back my my comment about not being like education not being like important because like in my head I'm like, bruh, education or not, like 600 million is crazy, but I guess if you don't know about taxes, if you don't know about credit, then yes, financial literacy is very important. So I'm gonna dial that one the fuck back. So yeah.
Company, $500,000 to his finance manager, and $800,000 to a former trainer, all of which were stacked on top of a second divorce. Tyson owes money to at least 246 creditors, including the Internal Revenue Service, the Screen Actors Guild, and Delph Out of Trouble. Tyson's reorganization plan is
My head looks
ambitious.
huge.
He hopes to earn at least $19.5 million from boxing over the next 3 years to help satisfy his creditors, although this isn't what would happen. In fact, he'd lose both of his next next 2 professional fights before retiring from boxing and filing for bankruptcy. At the time he'd state, "My whole life has been a waste. I've been a failure. I just want to escape. I'm really embarrassed with myself and my life. I want to be a missionary. I think I could do that while keeping my dignity without letting people know they chased me out of the country. I want to get this part of my life over as soon as possible. In this country, nothing good is going to come of me. I'm so stigmatized there is no way I can elevate myself. I'll never be happy. I believe I'll die alone. I would want it that way. I've been a loner all my life with my secrets and my pain. I'm really lost, but I'm trying to find myself. I'm a really sad, but later likened his spending habits to a drug addiction.
It's like the drugs. You might as well say you have it all, but it's still that empty hole that you're trying to fulfill. You spend as much as you can to try to get that satisfaction, fulfill that hole. It just is bottomless.
However, Tyson's life wasn't finished yet. Losing everything had taught Tyson a valuable lesson.
I know the power of humbleness now.
How did you learn that?
I have to lose everything.
With humility acting as a baseline for him to rebuild his life. Tyson took the lessons he'd learnt and transformed them into a book, whilst his life story was also the perfect premise for his own documentary. On top of this, Mike landed a cameo role in both The Hangover 1 and 2, for which he was paid $300,000. Through these various media appearances, Mike was able to rebuy himself a pretty awesome house in Vegas, although he refused to let money dictate his happiness.
Is there anybody that thinks a lot of money is going to make them happy? They never had a lot of money.
Because it don't make you happy.
Yeah, oh no, it's going to make you miserable. It can make you hate yourself.
Since then, Mike has launched his own extremely successful podcast called Hotboxin' and built a net worth of $10 million.
Good. At least like he might have had like a little slip and well, not little, but big slip and fall, but he figured out, he learned a valuable lesson from it, and he figured out how to, make money since then and kind of, fix the situation. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I don't think money can buy you happiness. I think like when you are broke, it can help with your issues, but to say buy happiness, no, I don't think so. I feel like it'll buy you things you want. But the things that you like love and, certain things that aren't, is period. Like that's just facts. That's just facts. You have to be a happy person for money to, I think, just layer onto the happiness, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just talking anyways. Y'all come subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. I'll see you on